What is up, my spooky sluts? I am so excited to once again be Halloween hunting with y'all, this time for the month of September. However, as excited as I am to be still doing Halloween hunting, unfortunately, I think this might have to be our last hunt of the season, as we will discuss a little bit more when we hit specific stores and things in this video. It seems like most places are kind of rolling out their Halloween stuff in place of Christmas stuff, or just running out of stock and not having the stock to replace it, which literally, if you've been here for a while, you know, I think I probably talk about it in every one of these videos that I've made. I've had that fear. I'm like, since we got Halloween so early, I've wondered if we were going to be running out of stock before actual October happens, like we have in years past, or if they've finally accounted for the popularity and like had enough stock to last the entire season. And unfortunately, it seems to be the former. They are once again not prepared for the Halloween bitches coming in flocks. So unfortunately, if you are not somebody who is Halloween hunting since literal middle of summer, you miss out, because like I feel like the average consumer probably doesn't start Halloween hunting until like September maybe, and then definitely October, if at all, whereas it's like definitely us girly pops on the internet who are the ones out here looking in like June and July. So the fact that that's when we're getting most of our stock is really, really wild to me, with a notable exception, but like I said, we'll get into it. If you are unfamiliar with my channel, I am based around Southern California, so all of the different stores I will be featuring in this video are adjacent to like San Diego and San Diego County areas. But with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. On the 1st of September, I popped into a HomeGoods in Poway. And can I just say, like, I would like to give the highest of compliments to whoever the Poway HomeGoods employees are that have been stocking and decorating the store. Like, they have presented their Halloween stock in such curated and aesthetically pleasing ways that I haven't seen at other locations. So I think it has to just be like specific employees are very meticulous and particular about how they do it. And just like, I would like to say, if this ever reaches the ears of any of those people, you're fucking killing it. Like, so good, so satisfying. First, we just have like a little end cap with some skeleton dudes and some wreaths, just some nice little wall decor. We have a whole chunk of an aisle that's like more of a white, kind of clean aesthetic. And then we go into the classic vintagey orange and black, very traditional Halloween kind of vibes, and then more kind of black and almost classier, elegant type things, a little bit more witchy vibes, and some skeleton doodads with some pops of color and like almost kind of kid vibed type stuff. I don't know why. Specifically, it's just giving like a hint of like kid. Like a Better Homes and Gardens Halloween magazine, they'll throw in like one kids party aesthetic with the rest of everything to make it like relatable and attainable for like parents. That's the energy that that last little chunk is giving for me. That's such a niche reference. We have a couple of end caps, including this kind of like white ghosty themed one, and then more of like a black themed one. And then we've got, again, more with the curated aisles. We have a chunk that's kind of more rustic themed, very wooden based. We've got a little bit of kind of like a pastel pink kind of vibe, if you're into like the pastel goth type shit. Some more of that traditional vintage kind of vibe. This one seems a little bit more pumpkin based. And then a little chunk of like some green bits and bobs, it kind of looks like, more Frankenstein-esque. Another little end cap of some miscellaneous doodads. And another aisle that seems to be a little bit more of kind of like the overflow stuff that doesn't really fit too much into other niches. A lot of ceramic pumpkins and candles. which, like, I'm gonna be so real. I love the aesthetic of a good Halloween candle. Like, a lot of the ones at HomeGoods are very, very cute, and I would buy based on the aesthetic, but the scents are fucking nasty. Like, I don't know what they think is popular for, like, autumnal scents, but it's never what they have. They're always gross. None of them ever smell like what they're supposed to, and they're always just bad. And then on the 28th of September, I popped into a 99-cent only store in Ramona, and it's actually the exact same one that I featured in my last month's video, and almost everything was the same. Like, they still had most of their Halloween stock. It was all the same stuff I already featured on my video, with the exception of we had a new end cap that I mostly wanted to show you because they had, in addition to the Halloween stock they had before, they're also adding these, like, stackable pumpkin sets, which I did want to feature because, like, fake pumpkins are so terribly expensive everywhere else. And on the same day, I also popped into the Dollar Tree in Ramona, which is, again, the same Dollar Tree that I have featured in videos past. And oof, was this one painful. Unfortunately, most of their Halloween stock was on its way out. We did have this one little display that had a few new items, some more like knick-knacky type stuff, but otherwise the aisles were cleared out for the most part. They had a little bit left over, but it was definitely, like, on its way out. And if you can even tell, I didn't even get, like, a ton of footage of this because I was so upset. I don't know if you can tell in the back, like, they had Halloween, or I'm sorry, that's what we're looking for. They had Christmas set up. They had, like, a whole chunk of an aisle that was just Christmas ornaments, like, in the back by the floral. And I was, like, tripping. Because I'm like, why do we... Like, it's not even October. Like, we're right here, but it's not even October. Why do we have Christmas out? Halloween is supposed to be what prevents Christmas from encroaching further and further on the rest of the year. And then on the 29th, I popped into the Target in Poway, which is the exception to this rule of everywhere has Christmas started. Thankfully, no Christmas yet at Target. And they're actually only just now putting out Halloween stuff. Literally, like, a week before I filmed this footage, I had been in Target and it was still all back to school stuff. And they, like, not even a hint of Halloween in the back at all, or in, like, any real decor parts of the store. Like, it was just the Bullseye Playground, and even then it was just barely. Thankfully, they finally started stocking. It's not fully stocked, so you'll see in a lot of this footage, they're only, like, partially stocked, and they're still putting a lot of stuff out, but at least we're getting it finally. But going back, we'll start with the Bullseye Playground and work our way to the back of the store. A lot of stuff that we tend to see year after year, different decor pieces. We did have these super cute little, like, spooky botanical things that were in, like, little coffin-shaped planters. Again, you know, the bird cages and just a lot of the very typical decor that we tend to see over and over again. You know, different, like, potion bottles and kind of, like, topiary, like, skulls and shapes and things, and little bucket candles, and, you know, kind of just fall vibes. And honestly, there's, like, a lot of just little stuff, so I'm kind of trying to, like, talk and gloss over without doing a lot of specifics, so please forgive me for that. There's a lot at Target, so we're kind of just glossing over the Bullseye Playground because, again, it's the same shit we see over and over again. Forgive me if you are new to the Halloween hunting and you don't know that that's the typical, but it's the typical. And then we work our way into the actual back section where it is the main primary chunk of their seasonal decor. And of course, they had, like, multiple aisles of, like, Halloween candy and different snacks and stuff that I didn't really feel compelled to film, with the exception of this little baking aisle that had some cute stuff. So especially if you're into, like, making Halloween cookies and different themed treats like that. We have a lot of decor that seems like it's like a little bit larger. Like some of the stuff seems like it would be pretty friendly for outdoors type stuff. But again, not fully stocked and only like small chunks of the aisle. We had an aisle of some nice kind of wall hangy type stuff. And a lot of, I'd say, more indoor type knickknacks, because they're almost like animatronic type stuff. Like indoor mini animatronics is kind of what I would call this aisle, as well as just, you know, more standard wall decor, but more like indoor friendly stuff, whereas I feel like the other stuff was more outdoor friendly. Got a whole little aisle that's just very fall vibed, very pumpkin based. Again, not fully stocked by any means, but you can definitely see that they're finally getting it out there. One thing that was pretty fully stocked, though, was this aisle of, like, party supplies. So they had so many, like, trinkets and I'd say, like, trick-or-treat bag type stuff or goodie bag type stuff. And then they had these, like, trick-or-treat pails that were, like, Squishmallow trick-or-treating pails, which I feel like are so impractical, but I know kids are going to go fucking nuts over them. Like my own niece and nephew, I feel like would probably really, really want those. I think they're very ugly as Halloween pails, but definitely not the target audience, so can't knock that. We have more party type supplies and more kitchenware type stuff and some like Halloween pails. And the whole back of this section was more larger decor, so we got like some really, really cute looking neon signs. Like, as you can see, they had some of them out of the box so you could see what exactly they looked like. And then they have like inflatables and more outdoor decor type stuff. And I'm gonna be so real, I don't understand the appeal of inflatables. There's occasionally one or two that are cool, but for the most part, I think inflatables are just so fucking ugly. And more animatronic type stuff. Like, if you see, we have this, like, skeleton dude who's just fucking vibing. They also had an aisle of kind of, like, costumey type stuff. Well, they had a few aisles of, like, children's and dog costumes specifically. It didn't look like they had anything adult-friendly, but they did have this little aisle of, like, the fake bad, like, Halloween store kind of special effects makeup. Like, it's not real special effects makeup, but it's what you're gonna buy when you have a kid who, like, wants to be a vampire or a clown or, you know, something like something that you're, like, single-use type shit. Like, it's okay to be bad. And then on the 29th, I also went to an at-home in Carmel Mountain. And I knew it was gonna happen. It's happened before. Halloween is on its way out and it's already being replaced with Christmas. They still had their kind of like display. They're not end caps, but I don't really know what else to call them. They just have like, they're not aisles, but they're like display tables almost. So they did have most of their display tables were still set up with Halloween products, but the aisles themselves were mostly cleared out and like Christmas was started in the back. First thing when you walk in, this is like the immediate first thing out the door. They had kind of like a mad scientist-y kind of Frankenstein typed vibes little display. And then all of their inflatables, which they do have quite a few Halloween inflatables. And like I said, I am not personally the biggest fan of inflatables, but some of theirs are okay. So we have this first display table that definitely has more kind of witchy vibes. It's more blue and purple kind of based, with some of their more celestial and potion-y and, you know, almost like tarot reader type stuff. I don't remember the official names of the collections, but that's definitely kind of the remnants of what this table seems to be, more darker, you know, black and purple and blue based. And then we have this next display table that seems a little bit more of the kind of a cross between the like vintagey traditional and rustic aesthetics, much more pumpkin and jack-o'-lantern based, but also kind of the like farmhouse vibes. And then we did have this one single aisle left of Halloween that was well, Halloween/fall. It kind of seems more fall vibes. And more of that last display table that just has the kind of like vintagey jack-o'-lantern type vibes. And then this next display table, which kind of just seems like more leftovers of all the other collections, more colorful, you know, with like purples and oranges and, you know, black and whites and just a lot of the kind of leftover stuff. Including this army of like dead zombie gnomes, which typically I am not a gnome bitch. Like if you have been around on my channel, especially last year, I talked so much shit about the gnomes, but the like dead zombie ones were almost tolerable. And then we have more of the kind of like, I don't know, almost kind of like kooky collections. And then this last display piece we had seemed set up with a lot of more textile type stuff. So it had, you know, throw pillows and things like that, as well as, I will say, one inflatable that was actually cute. The little ghost is a very, very cute one. And then the back side of that had some more skeleton-y type stuff, some skulls and things, more outdoor type decor. Very just big, large, more substantial pieces. And then here's some more close-ups of some of the inflatables. I thought it's not something that I would own because I hate spiders, but I do think the spider one is kind of neat. And then just the last trickles of end caps and things that are left over. They had some cute dishware, you know, candles and things, and then some of their doormats left over. But unfortunately, it seems like the end of Halloween at home is upon us, so gotta get over that one. I do think this is the last Halloween hunting video I'm going to be putting out for the season, simply because so many places are just already sold out and replacing their Halloween stock that I don't know if there's much of a purpose trying to do one for October, because quite frankly, I don't think anybody watches all the way through these videos anyways. This is really me talking to myself just because I like Halloween. But it has been so fun and so fantastic doing all of these videos the past few months. Thank you to everybody who has been tuning in. I've actually gotten quite a few new subscribers and viewers from these particular videos. I say literally after just saying nobody's watching. Actually, more people are watching these than anything else on my channel right now. So thank you so, so much if you have been around on my channel for a while or if you are new here. Welcome. But anyways, thank y'all so, so much for watching. I had a blast hanging out with y'all. Peace.